Hello and welcome to Cognitive Campus. In today's lecture, we'll be exploring anxiety disorders as defined in the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition. Anxiety disorders are some of the most prevalent mental health conditions, often marked by excessive fear, worry, and behavioral disturbances. In this video, we'll go through the clinical definition, the major types of anxiety disorders, symptoms, causes and risk factors, impacts on daily life, the treatment approaches and coping strategies commonly used in clinical practice. Anxiety disorder is a mental health condition where a person experiences excessive and persistent fear or worry, often without a clear or immediate threat. Unlike normal stress that comes and goes, anxiety disorder lasts longer, is harder to control, and can significantly affect daily life, including work, studies, and relationships. It also impacts a person's thoughts, emotions, and physical health, leading to symptoms like a racing heart, restlessness, and trouble concentrating. It's important to understand that anxiety disorders are real, diagnosable, and treatable conditions, not a personal weakness. With proper treatment, individuals can learn to manage and reduce symptoms effectively. According to the DSM-5, there are 7 primary types of anxiety disorders, each with distinct features and diagnostic criteria. 1. Generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, involves chronic and excessive worry about various aspects of daily life. 2. Panic disorder, characterized by sudden and repeated panic attacks, often accompanied by fear of losing control or having a heart attack. 3. Social anxiety disorder, intense fear of social or performance situations due to fear of embarrassment, judgment, or rejection. 4. Specific phobias, irrational fear of specific objects or situations, such as heights, animals, or flying. 5. Agoraphobia, fear of being in situations where escape might be difficult, such as crowded places or open spaces. 6. Separation anxiety disorder, excessive fear or anxiety about being separated from home or loved ones, more common in children but can also affect adults. 7. Selective mutism, a consistent failure to speak in specific social situations, despite speaking in others, commonly seen in children. Each of these disorders has its own set of symptoms, but they all share the core element of excessive anxiety or fear. Anxiety disorders commonly present with both psychological and physical symptoms. One of the most frequent signs is restlessness. The person often feels tense, uneasy, or on edge without any clear reason. Many individuals experience sleep disturbances, such as difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up feeling tired. Physically, anxiety may lead to a rapid heartbeat or palpitations, as the body's fight or flight system becomes activated, even when there's no real danger. These symptoms may vary in intensity, but they often interfere with daily functioning and quality of life. Anxiety disorders can be caused by a combination of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. One major contributor is genetics. If you have a family history of anxiety or other mental health disorders, your risk may be higher. Brain chemistry also plays a role. Imbalances in neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, or GABA can impact how the brain regulates fear and stress responses. Certain personality traits, such as being highly sensitive, perfectionistic, or introverted, can make individuals more vulnerable to anxiety. Stressful or traumatic experiences, especially in early life, like abuse, loss, or sudden life changes, can trigger anxiety symptoms or lead to long-term disorders. Some medical conditions like thyroid dysfunction or chronic illnesses can mimic or worsen anxiety symptoms. Lastly, substance use, including caffeine, alcohol, or drugs, may either cause anxiety or intensify it in those already vulnerable. Understanding these risk factors helps us take a more compassionate and informed approach to prevention and treatment. Anxiety disorders can deeply affect a person's daily functioning, often in ways that go unnoticed by others. First, individuals may experience struggles in work or school. Difficulty concentrating, constant worry, and fatigue can reduce performance, productivity, and confidence. Secondly, anxiety makes it hard to maintain relationships. The person may withdraw, become overly dependent, or fear judgment, leading to misunderstandings and isolation. Avoidance behaviors are also common, such as avoiding social events, public speaking, or unfamiliar situations, which limits personal and professional growth. Over time, all these challenges can contribute to a lower overall quality of life, where even simple daily activities feel overwhelming or exhausting. Recognizing the impact is key to encouraging timely support and treatment. The diagnosis of an anxiety disorder involves a comprehensive psychological evaluation conducted by a licensed mental health professional. During this process, the clinician will ask about the individual's symptoms, their duration, intensity, and how they affect daily life. Mental health professionals often use standardized tools such as the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, to identify specific criteria that must be met for a formal diagnosis. Each type of anxiety disorder has its own set of symptoms and duration requirements outlined in the DSM-5. It's also important to rule out any physical health conditions that might be causing or mimicking anxiety symptoms. For example, thyroid disorders, heart conditions, or certain medications can lead to symptoms like palpitations and restlessness. That's why medical tests, such as blood work or physical exams, are often part of the diagnostic process to ensure an accurate and well-informed diagnosis. Anxiety disorders are highly treatable, and treatment usually involves a combination of psychotherapy, medication, and lifestyle modifications. The most effective and widely used therapy is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It helps individuals identify and challenge negative thought patterns and gradually face feared situations through exposure techniques. In some cases, medication may be prescribed. These can include antidepressants like SSRIs or anti-anxiety medications such as benzodiazepines, although these are generally used short-term due to the risk of dependence. Alongside therapy and medication, lifestyle changes play a critical role. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, adequate sleep, and stress reduction techniques like mindfulness or breathing exercises can significantly improve symptoms. The best treatment approach depends on the individual's symptoms, severity, and preferences, so it's important to work closely with a qualified mental health professional to develop a personalized plan. While professional treatment is essential for many, there are several coping strategies individuals can use daily to manage anxiety more effectively. First, deep breathing, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation can help calm the nervous system and reduce physical symptoms like a racing heart. Learning to challenge negative thoughts by replacing them with realistic, evidence-based thinking is a core CBT technique that anyone can practice. Staying active, exercising regularly, and following a consistent daily routine can help bring structure and emotional stability. It also helps to reduce caffeine, avoid excess screen time, especially before bed, and create a calming environment. Finally, don't underestimate the power of talking to someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or therapist. Reaching out is not a sign of weakness, it's a step toward recovery. Remember, coping doesn't mean ignoring anxiety, it means learning how to live alongside it with more control and less fear. Let's end this session with one important reminder: seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Anxiety disorders are real, common, and treatable. If you or someone you know is struggling, remember that reaching out for help is the first and bravest step toward healing. Let's continue working together to break the stigma around mental health and build a more informed and compassionate society. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Cognitive Campus for more educational content in psychology. Thank you for watching.